Hey YouTube, Adam from Gunfighters Inc. here. How you guys doing out there? Hope you're doing good. I'm doing good as always. Bringing you guys another video today. The whole reason for me getting into Kydex in the first place was because I couldn't find a decent holster for my USP Tactical. So it was basically just to build my own holsters. I saw what was out there. I saw the wait times on a lot of people's gear, and I didn't want to wait. I kind of looked into doing it myself. Me being the hardcore do-it-yourselfer that I am, just decided to tackle it on my own. I just wanted a holster out of the deal, and then I realized what an interesting medium Kydex was, and that kind of developed into where we are now. As the project, the YouTube channel has evolved, I've leaned more toward mag pouches since Kydex holsters pretty much have been done to death, and mag pouches was uncharted territory. So I wanted to go someplace people haven't been yet. All right, a couple objectives I had to hit in order to make this a successful holster in my own eyes, because I hold myself to a pretty high standard when it comes to gear. One of my main issues with it is it had to be small and compact, take up as least amount of space on your rig as possible. Now, if you're just a concealed weapons holder and it doesn't matter how much space you got your entire belt line to work with, it can hang over as much as it wants, and there's plenty of holsters out there that cater to that. I'm trying to cater to something a little bit more compact, yet still works with a belt and works with Molle Pals webbing at the same time, which goes into my next point. It has to work with both. A lot of them now are just designed, I have yet to see, other than G-Code, I guess, with their neat little little interlock system. Most holsters, Kydex holsters out there only work on a belt, just with belt loops. They don't work with Molle gear, or Pals webbing. It depends on what you want to call it. But that's where I wanted to go. I'm always trying to push it to where people haven't gone yet. It's got to function correctly first time, all the time, and that's the standard. So there's no just looking cool. Yeah, I mean, it might look good, but it might not work. So my stuff definitely has to work. And when you look at it, you got to know it's made by me. It's not just a clone of some other manufacturer's stuff. So I mean, if you get some Kydex and you get a press and you get all the tools you need and you build yourself a Raven concealment holster clone, that's totally cool. But what's not cool is when you start taking somebody else's design and then trying to sell it as your own. At least change it up just a little bit. And there's guys out there that I've come across that like, they have their YouTube channels going on, and they even so much as take the name, they just change a little bit about it and then market it for themselves, and that is not cool or original, and I don't like it. But if they're my close Kydex friends on here, they do their own thing, like Century Gun Leather, Philly EDC. They've taken the design and they've made it their own, whereas other ones that shall remain unnamed have basically just taking two pieces of Kydex, put a gun in the middle, sandwich it, and then call themselves like Alpha Concealment or whatever, and basically just trying to rip off Raven Concealment. And patented or not, it's just not cool to do, to take someone else's hard work design, and no matter how successful that business might be, to take it and just copy it, even if it's easily copied. That's just me. It comes down to it's an integrity issue. So if someone's already invented something, don't take that and resell it for your own, even if you can. So it all boils down to whether or not you can look at yourself in the mirror in the morning. I'll just leave it at that. Other objectives. That's the four main objectives for this holster build. So that was that. I'm going to go ahead and go over the first holster now. Now this is just when I first started. This is just a holster I designed for me. And you can see it resembles most Kydex holsters on here, but it has my own individual flair. I changed mostly the loops because the little belt loops, they just I don't know, I wasn't a big fan of that. I run a big thick belt, so I wanted loops that kind of cater to that. So and then offset the holster just a little bit. You can see there's a good inch of offset away from the belt, so it's concealable, it rides well, and at the same time it puts the holster out away from your body where you can at least get your hand in between it with some degree of speed. High in the back, low in the front, which is kind of what I was going for. I built this quite a while ago. It's pretty ugly, but the theory is sound as far as the loops go. Got the grip tape on there, something I used to do. Still a tool in the toolbox. Everything's hard riveted. There's no screws to fall out. So that was the first design, my first take on a holster. Kind of sat there. I used it at the range, and I got some looks, got some questions. Hey, where'd you get that? But yeah, ultimately I wanted to go further into the, down the holster rabbit hole, I guess you could say. That brings me to my next one. Now this, I had some time to think about it because I was doing a lot of subscriber projects and still am, but things have lightened up a little bit, so I got this put together probably, I don't know, a month or two ago, and it's been sitting there. And that's how I do things. I just kind of like build it, and then it just sits there, and I look at it, and look at it, and look at it, and stare at it. I'll watch TV with this in my hand, and just kind of look at it, go over it, what I want to change. And I mean, the human brain is an amazing, thing. You can just look at something. You need something done, just stare at it long enough, and your brain will eventually figure it out. So it's part tenacity and part, thinking a lot. And you can see here I'm starting to get towards the low in the front, high in the back. I'm amplifying that space there, and the reason for that is when you go to take the gun out and put it away, it's just easier to get the holstering process started, I guess you could say. And not only that, me personally, if you don't want a holster cut this low, that's fine. Me personally, I like it that low because I wear my holster a certain way. I wear it high up underneath my arm, off my hip. I don't wear a drop leg. I like to keep my gear up and out of the way, and up on around your abdomen, midsection. I'd say on your just above your right love handle, I guess you could say, is where I wear my holster. So when it's on a body armor setup, which is what I usually run when I go out to shoot. But this gives you a general idea. The loops were a pretty good fail. That's why I kind of stopped with the build on this. I could have cleaned them up, made it look better, but it was pretty much done at that point. I'm not going to pull the rivets out because the holster itself works really well. I mean, it clips in there real nice. Really good retention. It's not going anywhere. At the same time, it comes out real easy. So I put it on my belt. It works okay, but just the loops, the geometry on the loops was wrong, and it just didn't turn out. So I put it on the shelf and stared at it for a while. Now, in between that and this, I had a customer ask me do a Scar H rig. So this is a magazine for a FAL, which has the exact same dimensions as a Scar. I'll go over this a little bit more later. But he asked me if I could do some sort of a camo job on his rig. So I hadn't done that yet. It was kind of an investment for me to get all the material and kind of go into it, but figured I'd be bold like usual. And what I came up with is I got on eBay and I got a hold of some multi-cam wrap, and just as I had finished the next evolution from here to here to this, got the multi-cam in and started playing with some adhesives, and came up with this, and I'm really excited to show this to you today. I've been looking at it a lot. This is still, again, it's not a finished deal. This is just another prototype, another thing that's going to sit on the shelf, but came a long way. You can see the dimensions have shrank a lot from your typical holster down to this. So it still maintains the performance. I changed it to where it's canted straight up and down, so it's not interfering with any magazines. It's a real nice clip in there. Retention's a little tight because it's got the nylon on it, and this, I set the retention before I wrapped it. Pretty easy fix. But you can see there on the back, using the same way that I do my mag pouches, like a 308 mag pouch. I'm going to be picking up this Cordura in various colors. This is just my favorite camo pattern at the moment because it performs so well. So, and a customer had asked me for it. And then I open up the bottom. You can see there, the bottom's opened up to accommodate the threaded barrel. I can keep the bottom closed. It's up to the, how you want it. If you want one of these built, how you want it. So that's just me. You can close that up if you want. Another thing, I'll put that down. Talked enough about that. Let you guys kind of look at it. I have my shot shell holders. Now, you guys remember the shot shell holders? This is something I built a while back just as an experiment, just to see if I could do it. And it's kind of an idea that John over at Philly EDC had. And so I made this, and it worked okay. I know some things I wanted to change. So I went and I tried it again, and it was a pretty epic, well, it was a success. It worked, but the shells, when they sat in there, they were all kind of like Bubba's teeth. They were just all going their own direction. So I need to slow down, I guess, when I make this. So this is like step 2. This is the failed attempts chewed up, you know. So there is going to be one of these for one of these though someday. I don't know how. I got some more subscriber projects, but if things slow down, I'm going to take another stab at this. These things do use a lot of material though too, so it's kind of expensive to try it, but I do have some people that want this, and as well as friends of mine who all have shotguns that want them, so we'll see how that works. But I also have a Scar H rig coming in, and that was asked if I could build. Told him sure. There's 0 Scar H mags out there, so I did a little research and come to find out the Scar H mag and the FN FAL, because they're both made by FNH. They have the Scar H magazine was designed on the FAL mag, so they look a lot alike. They have the same exact dimensions. They just affix into the weapon differently. So I'm just going to mold this one. This is going to be a Scar H FAL magazine. So if anybody has a FAL or a Scar H, I can now do you a rig. And the one I'm doing for the Kyle, I think is his name, remember right, I'm wrapping in the multi-cam as well, so that's going to be pretty cool. Scar H / FAL multi-cam mag pouch coming at you guys next. Then I got a couple Glock 21 mags pouches I got to build for Black Patriot, as well as a knife sheath, and then some AR pouches, hit the range, whatever else comes. I still have that subscriber project is still running, or a subscriber contest, a 300 sub contest. I don't think I've reached, I'm pretty close to 300 subs. I haven't checked recently, but we're getting down to the wire, and there's only one entry into the subscriber video. You know, if you win, you get a dual rifle or pistol mag pouch set up for me for free. So check that video out. It's on my channel with all the details. And get out there, train with your gear. If it doesn't work for you, let me know. We'll find out something that does. And look forward to the next installment in the Molle Holsters series. You guys take it easy, and I will see you in the next video.